Trump lies. Shocker, I know. But Trump's lies about the price of eggs, well, that reveals two things. His burgeoning sociopathy and his strong, seemingly valid belief that no one will challenge his bullshit.
If you look at what's happening, you got to see this today. I said we're going to try and get groceries down, right? An old-fashioned term, but a beautiful term. Eggs. So when I got in, the press went absolutely crazy the first week. They said, eggs have quadrupled in price. I said, I just got here. Tell me about it. And Brooke Rollins and our team did a great job, and eggs are down now 79%, and they're all over the place. And this was a problem that somebody else would have taken a long time to cure.
But that's not the truth. The new CPI report just released, it showed that eggs hit a record high price this March, $6.27 for a dozen grade A large eggs. That's up from $5.90 in February, represents a 5.9% increase, all of which are helping to drive the overall rise in the cost of food. So why would he lie when it's so easily checked?
Not that I'm not at a point in my life when I should be worried about my 401k, because I am. But this is what I believe. I believe in this man.
Because Fox News, even on their best of days, will back down and repeat the lie.
Now, despite a drop in wholesale egg prices last month, retail prices jumped to a new record high, $6.23 per dozen, just ahead of Easter, which the Agriculture Secretary today called the Super Bowl of eggs. She predicted that retail prices will drop soon. Wholesale costs did not start falling till mid-March. Economists say not enough time to pass on that savings to consumers, Brett.
So you see what I mean here?
The Agriculture Secretary today called the Super Bowl of eggs. She predicted that retail prices will drop soon.
You see what they're doing here? They take the real life numbers, then they repeat what the Secretary of Agriculture says, that by Easter, everything's going to be fine. Which reminds me of this time 5 years ago during COVID when Trump said the same thing about Easter.
Invisible enemy. It'll go on for a while, but we win. We'll win. I said earlier today that I hope we can do this by Easter. I think that would be a great thing for our country, and we're all working very hard to make that a reality.
For the record, after he said that, 1 million Americans would die from the virus.
This is going to go away without a vaccine.
All right, so egg prices are up for two reasons. The first has nothing to do with Trump or inflation. There's a thing called bird flu, and it's frightening. And even more frightening is that Kennedy is in charge of the response.
And they're reporting that doctors, in a deposition, that RFK said doctors found a worm in his brain that had eaten part of his brain and then died.
But eggs are also expensive because of the cost of everything is up, because of tariffs. And that'll affect everything from eggs to the new car you buy. But the news that the Secretary of Agriculture is predicting egg prices will go down is about as Trumpy as you can get. Her name is Brooke Rollins, and like everyone else near man-titties, she is totally cowed. When Jake Tapper asked her about the tariffs and their impact, well, you'll see what I mean.
I mean, they say that you use retail prices as opposed to import prices, and they make a compelling case. I'd ask you to check it out. The reason I ask you is because...
not read...
Yeah, well, I'd ask you to check it out. You should read it. The reason I ask is because a lot of people are questioning the level of scholarship here behind how these tariffs were done. For example, President Trump laid out with a giant graphic of all the countries where tariffs were going to be, what he called reciprocal tariffs, were going to be imposed. And you're imposing a 10% tariff on the herd in McDonald Islands. The herd in McDonald Islands have 0 human inhabitants. They have 0 exports. They have 0 imports. They do have a lot of penguins. Why are you putting import tariffs on islands that are entirely populated by penguins?
Well, I mean, come on, Jake. Obviously, here's the bottom line. We live under a tariff regime from other countries. We have too long
the McDonald Islands is not imposing...
the idea that America goes first. I mean, come on. Whatever. Listen, the people that are leading this are serious, intentional, patriotic, the smartest people I've ever worked with. I did not come up with the formulas. I'm the ag secretary. I studied agriculture at Texas A&M. I was in a lot of conversations to make sure our farmers and our ranchers were part of that. The president recognized the importance of inputs. We got potash and fertilizer to make sure they could do their planting. But I have no doubt that I speak on behalf of President Trump when he would say he has the utmost confidence in the team and what they have built and what they have put together. And we are unleashing a new golden age, and we will see an economy that will benefit not just every corner of America, but our farmers and our ranchers and the people that have been left behind for far too long by both Republicans and Democrats.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So why is Trump lying about the eggs? Surely he's been to a grocery store, tongue firmly in cheek.
It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, who uses the word? I started using the word.
Everybody's laughing at America.
We will end inflation and make America affordable again. We're going to get the prices down. We have to get them down. It's too much. Groceries, cars, everything. We're going to get the prices down. But prices will come down. You just watch. They'll come down, and they'll come down fast. Not only with insurance, with everything. So tomorrow, I will end inflation. We will cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices. I will end inflation. End inflation. Slash your prices. To rapidly reduce inflation, I will end inflation very quickly. End inflation. Slash your prices. We will cut your taxes. End inflation. Slash your prices. We're going to get your prices down. The groceries, when you buy apples, when you buy bacon, when you buy eggs, they would double and triple the price over a short period of time. And I won an election based on that. We're going to bring those prices way down.
So why do you think Trump is now backing away from that plan?
It's unclear. I mean, one of the things that's clear is he never really had a plan to actually bring down grocery prices.
The truth is, Trump hasn't learned a thing. When you attack someone like Tiny Fingers attacked Biden about inflation, and then you create the environment for the greatest inflationary growth in nearly 100 years, and then you lie about it?
Eggs are down now 79%.
Well, you look as stupid as advertised. Trump's tariffs and deportations will crush the economy. And today's 1,000-point drop after Trump's pausing tariffs for 90 days shows you exactly what I'm saying. No one trusts him to do anything he says. And while eggs are a big staple of the American diet, that's just the beginning of what our country will look like if Trump continues this war on the rest of the world. It's like Germany attacking the entire world in 1939. There's pain, but the rest of the world will win.
I can't guarantee anything.
And Trump's tariffs also exposed his allegiance to Putin as evidence that Trump put a tariff on the war-torn Ukraine people, but not on Russia.
I can't guarantee anything.
And at the same time, Trump's war on the federal government's ability to protect us from pandemics like the possible bird flu jumping to humans, which of course would make the price of eggs irrelevant, shows you the danger of having an entire administration run by people like Kennedy or Noam or Hegseth or Bondi.
They had what?
I mean, Bondi did this press conference attacking the people who vandalized Tesla dealerships, promising 20 years in federal prison.
And, you also gave us a directive to prosecute the people who are going after Tesla to the fullest extent of the law. Some of the greatest police work I've seen. We've made 4 arrests. There will be no negotiations at your directive. They're all looking at 20 years in prison, and within the next 24 hours, you're going to be seeing another huge arrest on a Tesla dealership, President, and that person will be looking at least 20 years in prison with no negotiations.
That's great. That will stop it. Cold.
Domestic terrorism.
Thanks.
But what about the 1,500 plus cockwaffles who attacked the Capitol and cried for the deaths of Pence and Pelosi? You pardon them?
They had what?
Trump and chickens are actually a perfect metaphor for our current dilemma. One species is not very bright, will eat its own, will attack anyone anywhere, and has no idea where it is or where it came from. And the other is a chicken. But back to those penguins that Trump tariffed, there is a bright side after all. Did you know that penguins lay eggs?
Terrorizing our communities?
Goddamn right.
Are your leaders incompetent, unqualified people compromising national security?
Yes, yes, yes.
Elon! They're eating the dogs. They had what?
Bloated and fat and disgusting.
I like that.
We're a nation that speaks English.
Back and look, if something like that thing's stark ugly.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.